What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Yeah. Make no excuses for a woman's disrespect. And I actually did a sit down video on that. It'll pop up next week. But we gotta really stick with that, because I noticed, I did a video this week on once a woman disrespects you, it's over. And a bunch of dudes, they're saying, well, what about the kids, what about that? Well, see, they already making excuses, because I'm gonna tell you something now. You know what you do with the kids in a situation where the woman disrespect you? Where the woman disrespect you? Joint custody. Yeah, I went through a divorce, remember that. And one of the things was, we cool now, but let's just say we weren't cool then. And I went in there, and as soon as I saw the stuff, I was like, joint custody. Now we got unlimited custody now, where, the kid can stay with one of us a week or something. It ain't a big deal. The court's not even involved in it. But that's the first thing you say. Because, see, here's the problem with that, right? Here's the problem with that. A lot of people will say, a lot of dudes will say, well, what about the custody? What about this and that? Man, please. Like I said, here for joint custody. Because if your boy child sees you being disrespected, guess what type of woman he's going to get? And then the girl, she going to look for a guy she can disrespect. She'll pass over guys who got something going on and immediately go for a guy she can disrespect. You don't let anybody disrespect you. Forget, even in relation, business, whatever. The second you get it, that's a problem. Now, even if you on a job, you know what you do on a job? If you can, you walk off that job. If you can't, you start looking for another job. You don't put up with that. Because once a person disrespect you, they going to keep disrespecting you. They going to start doing stuff to you that you ain't going to like. And if you sit there and put up with it, that's why they're gonna keep doing it. But if you let them know, under no circumstances will you tolerate it, they ain't gonna shoot. They gonna back up. And yeah, even if you gotta go to their job, because I remember the last day job I had, I was ready to go because I was ready to go to a manager's job. I was ready to go because I was like, nah, you ain't doing this. You ain't doing this. And then even in situations where you check them, you got to think, hold up, they were thinking about disrespecting me. Hold up, do I want to be in this situation where I might have to fight or something? Or I might have to check them hard. So you got to think about that. Whether it's in relationships, business, whatever. Because once someone disrespects you, once somebody shows you some disrespect, they're going to do some other stuff. They ain't going to stop with that. They ain't going to do it that one time and be like, oh, I'm sorry or something. They're going to do it again and again and again. That's just the nature of things. That's just how people are. Once they realize they can get away with something with you one time, and this could be in a relationship, business, friendship, even on the streets. Once they realize they can get away with something with you one time, they're going to do it again and again and again. You got to let them know, no. And yeah, sometimes you might have to go to their job. You might have to go to their job. That's just it. That's just life. That's just life. Because you got to be first of all, and this is mainly for the men watching this. Mainly for the men who are going to be watching this channel. You gotta be strong in who you are. You gotta be strong in who you are. You gotta be ruthless in who you are. You gotta be like, nah, this person gonna deal with me. It's gonna be respectful. And if it's not respectful, boom. Now, some people will say, well, what if they say they're sorry? What if y'all work it out? Nah, because once that person, because first of all, that person shouldn't have done something to begin with. They need to respect you to the point they don't want to. People conscious of what they do. People are very conscious of what they do. And you don't have to tolerate it. Like, I use myself for an example, even on these YouTube pages. I get a lot of people who try something. They try to say something. Block. Because I have zero tolerance for it. Because once you allow it one time, then they feel like you're going to allow it again and again. You got to have zero tolerance for stuff. That's why people do stuff. You know? You got to let them know you ain't tolerating it. You ain't putting up with it. Ain't no shame in it. They need to treat you a certain way. And you need to let them know they need to treat you in a certain way. Fuck all that other shit. Because some dudes, it's too many dudes out there. Like, I give you an example. Let me give a relationship example. Nice guys be putting up with a lot of bullshit from these women. But you notice the second that you don't put up with some bullshit from a woman, all of a sudden she's like, oh, he's sexy and everything. Have y'all noticed that shit? As soon as you let a woman know you ain't putting up with her bullshit, as soon as you let her know that, hey, you ain't going for it, all of a sudden she got respect for you. That's how you want to be in life. That's how you want to be. And yeah, some people say, well, y'all can work it out. No. Like I said, you can't work it out. Because if they had some sense, if they had some respect for you, they wouldn't do it. Like, let me use the relationship example again. Like, some women, they're going to disrespect some men. They're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. Right? But then there's going to be some men that they'll never even think about doing it with. Because the man, they're going to take one look at the man and know, you know what, he ain't going to put up with this. Let me not try him. So hold up. That means they were conscious of the disrespect. Right? They were conscious of it. If they conscious of it with one, then they can be conscious of it with the other one. So if they disrespecting you, but they don't disrespect that other man, that means they didn't have to disrespect you either. People know what they're doing. People know what they're doing. And don't come up with some bullshit of, well, maybe they didn't know. People know. Come on now. People know exactly how they carrying themselves. If they're an adult, they know exactly how they being with another adult. Fuck all that bullshit. They know what they're saying. They know what they're saying. People do what they do because they think they can get away with it. Fuck all that shit. You gotta let people know, nah, you ain't the one. You ain't the one. Because, like, talking about when a woman is disrespecting a man, reason why she did what she did, she thought she could get away with it. Women ain't gonna. One thing I learned with women, they ain't gonna do anything or talk to a man or treat a man a certain way unless they think they can get away with it. In fact, what you'll get with some women, they'll test out the man. They'll test out the man and say, well, let me do this little thing and see what he do. Let me do this bigger thing and see what he do. Alright, he ain't doing anything. He ain't doing anything. Alright, let me keep doing it. And you don't want that as a man. You don't want that. You want to like respond right away. Like, if she try to test you or something, you say something like, nah, I don't go for that. Nah, I don't deal with that. Say that shit right away. Because trust me, something will come down the road later on where she'll try you. But see, some men, because she fine, I got a video coming next week, or, got kids with her and stuff. It was like, well, first of all, there's a lot of dudes who got kids with a woman, and they just say, you know what, this will just be a co-parenting. They ain't married to the woman. So if you ain't married to the woman, it's like, okay, we'll keep the relationship we have. Or we'll meet, if I got to pick up the kids, we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Hey, you got to do what you can. Because like I said, your kids need to know. Because I'm going to tell you something with kids. One thing with children is they will... they get their ideas and how they respond in relationships from their parents. They learn from their parents. And what they'll learn how to behave, how to respond. Like boys, they'll follow whatever their fathers do or their father figures, whoever's around for them. Girls, they'll do whatever their mother do. And see, like I said earlier, okay, like I said earlier, they kids they'll follow. So you don't want that. You don't want that at all. You want to show your children, your boys, it's like, nah, don't put up with it. So your girls, like, not to have somebody that'll put up with it. And that's how you gotta be. That's how you gotta be, because I'm gonna tell you one of the saddest things I've seen out here. You got some men and you got some men. We'll talk about men putting up with some stuff. And if some women come on here talking about, well, men do it too. This ain't a woman's channel, okay? We talking about the men. One of the things I dislike is when you're talking to a certain audience and somebody tried to deflect. Now, fuck all that. This is a men's channel. If a woman is playing women, welcome to listen to it. But this is a men's channel. I'm telling men what to do, what not to put up with. And you gotta put up with zero. You gotta have zero disrespect. You gotta put up with zero disrespect. You gotta put up with, like, no. You gotta have zero tolerance, or else you're gonna catch hell. Cause I've seen some guys, they'll be married to a woman for a long time, but catching hell all the way. They catching hell all the way. Shit, they might as well be like I said something in that last video I did about disrespect, about men walking behind women. And some guys even tried to like justify that. You can't justify that. Fuck that. Okay? Fuck that. You's a bitch ass motherfucker. You's a bitch ass motherfucker if you do that. Stop trying to make excuses. You know what type of relationship you in. At the very least, you can walk beside her and stuff to the outside, like facing like closer to the street. Fuck all that bullshit. You got too many bitch ass motherfuckers out here, which is why there's a problem. Too many bitch ass motherfuckers. Nah, you want as a man, you want that respect. In fact, real love. See, what people call love is nothing but lust. What people call love in the Western sense is nothing but lust. It's lust, talking about they in love. A woman talking about she love a man but ain't in love with him. No, she ain't in lust with him for whatever reason. That's on her. In fact, come on now. Because part of real love is respect. If a woman really love you, she gonna really respect you. I want y'all to remember that. You got other things too, tolerance, forgiveness, all of that stuff. And let me say something, because I know somebody will say, well, if she disrespect you, can't you forgive her? If she hold up. Here's something to think about. If she disrespects you, she already had that. If disrespect does not come out of the blue, I want y'all to think about that. Really think about it. Disrespect don't come out the blue. It ain't something that just pop up. Oh, this just no. If she disrespect you, she already had it. It was just a question of when it would come out. All right. If that woman disrespect you, it's a matter of when it will come out. Not that it came out, but when it will come out. She had it from the get-go. Because she probably had disrespect for you when she met you. But for whatever reason, you had something that she wanted. Money, whatever. But trust me, it don't come out the blue. It was building for a while. Even if she genuinely loved you at first. If she disrespect you, that means she disrespected you for maybe a year or so. Indeed, remember I had a good friend, he had a cousin who was a divorce attorney. He said women would be they'd be putting a divorce attorney on retainer a couple years before they actually ask for a divorce. Now, if a woman disrespect you, she shows some disrespect, that shit was building for a while. She already had that. She already had that. Because a woman who respects you, even when there's a disagreement, she's going to talk it out with you. She's going to say, hey, baby, we need to sit down and talk. She's going to try to work things out. A woman who respects you, even when there's even in a disagreement, she's going to try to work things out. That's the important thing. The light's green, dog. Don't you hate when there's a green light and somebody in front of you ain't moving? Anyway, even if she got real respect for you, she gonna work it out. She gonna wanna fix things up. See, a woman who got some respect for you, if there's some problems, she'll say, hey baby, there's some issues here, we're gonna work it out. That's not disrespect. She's going to want to work things out. And even in situations where there's children, she's not going to show any problems in front of the kids. She's going to say, "Look, I don't want the babies to see this." All right. If there's a problem, if there's some issues and stuff, always remember that. Oh man. But go ahead and get some stuff. Okay. Thank you, dude. Hey, when there's some like jacked up driver in front of you. Yeah, anyway, right? You ain't gonna catch hell from that person. Always remember that. Always keep that in mind, alright? Anyway, right? Don't put up with it, fellas. Don't put up with it. Ain't nothing like, I don't care how big how cute she is, how big the breast is how nice and round that butt dunk is. Zero tolerance. Because remember what I always say, if you can get one woman, you can get 1,000. Alright? Always remember that. Always remember that. Like, zero tolerance. See, I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of guys wouldn't go through some stuff if you had more men who just had that attitude. Cause then even the women, if a guy even like shows that, gives that impression, he has that attitude, even the women ain't gonna like do a bunch of bullshit with him. Even the women ain't gonna fuck with him. In fact, some women, I'm gonna tell you what, man. If a woman sees that you ain't putting up with any bubble shit and everything, she ain't gonna fuck with you to begin with. Like, it's not a bad thing sometimes if a woman reject you or something or don't want to deal with you. See, some guys see it, but sometimes you like, like the saying is, rejection is God's protection. So, if you that type, the woman see, oh, wait, man, he ain't putting up with any bullshit. The woman, she might move on. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, man, it was about to be somebody pull in here. She looking at me funny. I'm looking at her funny. Anyway, y'all. Yeah, but, zero tolerance, fellas. Zero tolerance for that woman, any disrespect. Zero tolerance. All right? Anyway, man, I get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.